So I've been thinking what to do about my HST 125. The motor is £17.50. Came in lots of bits. You can see buffers are broken off, typical Y-trains. Locomotive, absolutely smashed to smithereens, and you have to put it together. But it runs beautifully. So with my 125, I've come up with a plan. I worked out that to get new PCB, pickups, wheels for both power car and dummy car was around about £50, including postage from two locations. So looking on the internet, I sort of saw, and I've heard people mention, and I've looked, that Rails of Sheffield was selling a new power car, dummy car in the version livery for £99.50. So I went on and had a look, and I've already got one. I've got one with TTS sound, which I got for about 150 quid, and my son likes that. And I originally bought that to cannibalise it, but you know, when your son likes it, it's red, you can't pull it apart. So I thought, well, I'll order one of these £99.50 ones and I'll pull that one apart. So I did. And actually landed here for £90.10. And here it is. Now this says digital sound, but what they do is they pull out the chip, and so it's DCC ready basically, which is no skin off my nose. And this landed for £90 here in Kampala. I can't believe it, because the ones I bought 8-9 years ago were over £100 here. So what I'm going to do with that is just swap the bodies over. I've had a look inside both of them. They're almost identical. The only major difference is the power for the lights into the front cab and the LEDs on the front come off the PCB. Whereas on the old train they come off some copper connectors from the chassis, and then they have to line up with copper connectors in the cab. So the new setup is much better, as you'd expect, and it looks like a very easy straight swap for both power car and dummy car. Once I've done that, that gives me time then to figure out what to do with the old equipment, which will be in the Virgin. And as I said earlier, I'm planning to come to the UK, so I might shop around for parts then. So that's the plan, and it'll be up and running tomorrow because I want to get it going as soon as possible. So that's it at Kampala Rd. I'll get a couple of trains running and do a little bit of a running session. I'm not very good at those, which is why I've avoided them. But I'll try and get some trains running, and the pleasing thing is the wet season arrived, and it's cooled down dramatically. I arrived about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's cooled down dramatically, and it's wonderful. Just one other thing. In the shed here is a bit of a restoration job going on. In the foreground is Gadwall, which we all know. It's famous for being destroyed in the Second World War, but also being the cheapest sound steam locomotive you can buy on the market. I've got that for under £60. But behind is Kestrel. Now I bought Kestrel in 2002 in my model shop in Brisbane, Hobby One, for 220 Australian dollars, which back then is about 110 quid. And it was a heap of junk because it had a ring-fill motor in the back. I was so disappointed because I didn't buy it. I bought it sort of online, and it was at my house when I got to Australia. So it hasn't really performed or done anything for me since I bought it. It was a super detail version back then, and lo and behold, the body is exactly the same as Gadwall. Exactly the same, apart from one minor difference at the back of underneath the cab. There's a lump of plastic which reinforces where the normal chassis goes in and the pony truck is, the moving pony truck as it was in those days. As you can see, there is no tender on this one at the moment, and that's because this loco now has a motor in the body. I bought a A4 chassis, and I'm currently pulling apart the old tender orchestral, taking out the ring fill motor and just putting in normal wheels with pickups. So she will be a fully wheeled, picked up locomotive, for want of a better expression, and off she goes. So yeah, the chassis fitted in directly with small trimming at the back to allow for that extra piece of plastic, but basically the gad wall is the Kestrel, which you'd expect, I guess, they're all the same. But the super detailed of 2002 is now the railroad of 2016, 17 or whenever. 2015 was it gad wall came out? I don't know, I only got it a few weeks ago. So yeah, I hopefully will have two of those running very shortly. It's a bit jerky, the Kestrel, but that's because me being cheap, I put an old Bachmann chip in, so I think that's the major problem. I don't have any other chips at the moment, so I'm waiting for a couple to arrive. Decoder, I should say. Yeah, hopefully this was of interest. Cheers for now. So a bit of a running session. Oh, we have a visitor. I think it's a vervet monkey. He'll look at himself in the glass is sort of mirrored glass. He'll look at himself and smile maybe. There's a whole troop of them. They're looking for food, and they jump from house to house. Anyway, are you watching the trains, mate? Back to the running session.